Hello there, my name is ruubzy and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to show you how to create beautiful, kind of realistic cabins in Minecraft. I've cleared out this beautiful space over here for us to place down a little cabin, but first I'll need to show you something. For me personally, I have somewhat of a disagreement with some other Minecraft folks, mainly what to classify as a wooden cabin. For me, a cabin is typically made out of wooden logs and isn't that huge. If we type in Minecraft wooden cabin in Google over here, you can see that a lot of the buildings here are, while impressive and good looking, not really cabins in my opinion. For example, this one by Lex the Builder is more of a wooden house, if I may say so myself. This one as well by Lex the Builder is also kind of a wooden house, maybe even a wooden mansion of some sort. What is more of a mention in my opinion is this one by Mr. Matt Ranger. You can see like the wooden bits popping out over here. It's got some of the horizontal lines over here using stairs. I will do it in a little bit of a different pattern in a little bit. There's quite a bit of stone, and although I really like the gradients, you can see like kind of the decay of the stone over here. I personally like to go with a little bit more of a wooden or a straw roof. I think something more like this one, but then in the style of this one. You can kind of figure out how that's going to look. So I'm not sure if that made a whole lot of sense. What I was trying to convey is, for me, wooden cabins are made out of wood, have like a little bit of rustic feeling, like the poppy out bits as you saw, and aren't huge. With that in mind, let's place one down right over here. So without even starting on the cabin, the first couple of things we need to figure out are the location of the building. Right here we have like a kind of secluded area in the forest. And then also we need to find out the shape, which will be like right over here, so it won't be too huge, and the blocks to use. I've got a mixture of logs over here, and I do highly recommend that you do something similar to this. The reason why I do this, I can explain using Google as well, so let's quickly go back to Google so that I can show you a little something. Back here on the Minecraft wooden cabins, let's just get rid of the word Minecraft, go to just wooden cabins, and for example this one over here is a real wooden cabin made out of smaller logs than we have in Minecraft, but we will do our own version of this. But you can see that not every color is exactly the same. For example, this log is a little bit lighter than the log below it. You can see that on the inside of this one as well, you have some darker logs, some lighter logs, and that's a theme all around. So using this somewhat lightly as a reference, we can create our own version of this. Let's now go back to the game again. So now that we have some sort of idea of what look we want to impersonate, let's try it out, shall we? Let's first of all go with the shape over here. Let's not make it too big, and for any sort of house, I would highly recommend going with odd numbers, so like 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Well, not really 1, because you wouldn't really have a house that way. So let's figure out where to put it. I would like it to go a little bit inside of this corner. So let's remove a few blocks over here, like so. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I would go 7 out like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go with 9. You know what? Let's go with 11. Like so. I think this will look quite nice. Let's connect up the blocks really quickly. Okay, so do keep in mind that the interior will be quite small on this one, but that is something I quite like. Now what we'll do is we need to decide where to place the logs. For this I have a little trick. We just need to get ourselves some spruce stairs. I think spruce work the best for most log colors. But if your house is turning out to be a little bit lighter, try to go for oak. If it's darker, try to go for dark oak, etc. And for this, we need to get a little zigzag pattern. So we'll place the log popping out from the side and place an upside down spruce stair, like so. Then when we place the next layer with a different type of log, let's go with the stripped spruce for the bottom. We'll kind of continue it onward like this, and then close this side off like so. And like you can probably imagine a little bit, that will turn into a sort of zigzaggy pattern, and it will make it look like the logs are popping out. You can do this in different ways. You can also, for example, use a campfire. Let's get this one right here. Whoops. This is a different way that you can kind of simulate that feeling of the zigzaggy pattern, which also looks quite cool. I just personally like the upside down stairs a little bit more for my own taste. Then something else you can do, matching kind of like the wood color over here. You can get yourself some buttons, so oak for the bottom over here, and then spruce for the one over here, to make it look a little bit more rustic if we continue like so. Also, if you're doing this in survival, it means that like these inside pillars you really can't see from anywhere, so you can even like replace them with dirt or keep them empty, but like place a little lamp over there or something. By the way, this might be a good point to note out that this won't be a block by block tutorial, just kind of to teach you how to create your own cabins that can suit your space and all. With that out of the way, let me just turn this into a little bit of a time lapse to see how I would kind of finish up the main shape of the cabin. Alright, so then now I kind of have the height of the house that I want to go with for the like main floor. There will be a roof going like so or something, so we'll continue it up accordingly then. But there are some things to keep in mind over here. First of all, you don't need to get the same wood type all the way around the house. You can see that I did that with the oak over here. There's just a little bit of stripped oak in this side, or I think with the mangrove on this side, but then the stripped dark oak on the other side. You can even like completely change up which kind of log you use on like the front over here, and on the side over here, and then on the back, etc, etc. Also, if you're using a mangrove wood, make sure that you don't really see the inside, because the red can look kind of a lot different from the other blocks. Also, it is best placed on the side, because when you place down mangrove and oak next to each other, the oak kind of goes up, but the mangrove goes sideways. Also the other way around, if you place the mangrove on the side, then the like kind of the bark will go up. So it looks, I think, a little bit more in its place on its side. And once again, with the mangrove, the inside being red, make sure you get like the mangrove wood instead of mangrove log, like on these sides over here, and then also replace the red button if you were to place those with like a spruce button or a dark oak button. So now for a roof, how do you start a roof on this kind of house? Because you don't really have an easy corner to start your roof from. Well, you kind of do. It's still here. You can like kind of figure out for yourself if you want to go with slabs or with the stairs. Since the Stardew Valley house I did is already made out of stairs, let's make it a little bit more difficult for myself and go with slabs today. I am still going to go with the spruce on the outside to make kind of a rim, but then I'll fill it in with full blocks. So you just place one over here, you get your stair, place one up there, and then I would go with some double slabs to the middle of the house, which I think is over here. Yep. And just do the same from the other side as well, all the way up until it connects like so. And there's your roof. From the side, you're just simply going to skip this block, get all the way over here, then do the same on the back. And on this side, skip the logs as well, like so. There is your roof trim. Now, because it is made out of slabs, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to create a nice looking house. What I would do personally with something like this is on these sides, get like some trapdoors or something. Make those go from one side to the other, just so you have a little bit of a layer on top of this log over here. Let's do the same on the other side over here. And alternatively, you could go with slabs, but that means that you have like a flat edge over here. You can also go with like a slab just above the logs and then maybe one in the middle over here for a bit more of a sturdy look. Let's just keep that on one of the sides so that you can decide which one you like better. Let's first try to connect up the little gap over here in the front and in the back using some more of our logs, and I'll just kind of like cut here and there and show you what I did. So since the gap starts over here, we'll start our log over there as well. Let's get some of these over here. Then the next gap is just this part right here. Let's get some dark oak logs, which is quite dark there up the top, especially just above the stripped oak, but I think it does kind of work because it is in the shadow of this little bit over there. Let's get some different combination at the back. Let's go with some mangrove over here. And then let's go with the strip dark oak. Once again, the mangrove placed right side up, because then the bark is going from side to side. And I think that looks quite nice. Now for the roof, I'm going to go with some natural blocks. We have mostly moss and a little bit of mossy cobblestone to kind of transfer into the cobblestone itself, and some tuff. And then here and there on top of those kind of blocks, we can use just a bit of the moss carpets to kind of make it look a little different from the top. And something of note, these 3 blocks all do have like slabs and stairs, which you can use to make it a little bit more beat up. So I'm gonna place the roof in once again, just another time lapse, so I'll be right back. There we go. As you might have seen in the time lapse, it is a little bit finicky to kind of know where to place what. And this does take a little bit of experience to get it just the way you want it to look. But as you can see, I've got some a little bit of height elevations with some slabs, some of the mossy carpet as well, to make it seem a bit deteriorated and kind of like put together quickly maybe. And then I just added some of the grass, some ferns and some actual leaf blocks inside of the moss as well, to make it look a bit more overgrown. Just kind of simulate the feeling that this has been here for quite some time. Once again, I can't really teach you exactly where to place what on your building. It just needs to happen. You know? You kind of just have to try some things here and there, and sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks a little bit less good. I personally like this side a little bit more, maybe because I used 2 sides of the stone just compared to the one side over here, but I think both sides work quite nicely. I also got this middle piece over here with some of the spruce stuff. Just kind of place a trapdoor on the middle block over here, and then went slab trapdoor to the back to split up the roof in 2 parts and make the building look a bit more structurally sound. This kind of lets you assume that there is some wooden structure inside as well, instead of just moss and stone dragged over the whole top of the building. At least I think that's what it does. To simulate that feeling, you can also actually, let's get the stripped spruce log over here and replace this one with that. And then kind of get yourself a button to place over there as well. That can also look quite nice. It's up to you though. Let's keep it for now actually. So now we've got a quite nice looking building already, but it's missing a lot of detail on the walls itself. The roof is nice. You can add in a little chimney if you want. Let's do that really quickly, just out of some mud, I think. Let's get some packed mud over here with some... This is the block that complements it really well, the bone mushroom block. And let's just go over here. Something like so. We can remove this one, actually get a little campfire going, like so. Let's completely cover this in the spruce trapdoors. And let's, for a little bit of added detail, add in just a little bit of a flower pot on top over there. For a nice little chimney. So let's go with some detailing on the house itself. You can first of all make a little bit of a porch over here. Let's just get ourselves some oak and go from over here out like so. Twist it around maybe a little bit. Do the same over here. We've now got a nice middle point. Let's get ourselves some oak slabs, because why not? And then fill in the rest over here with some oak planks. There we go, little porch area. Can make this look a little bit more nice, however. Let's actually get these stripped oak logs over here, with those on the side and over here as well. A little bit of a different look over here. Let's raise those up by 2. And then just get ourselves some spruce fence gates to connect these up all the way around. You can go even bigger with these as well. Let's raise them up by 4 actually. And when they're raised up by 4, let's get ourselves some spruce slabs. Go all the way around like so. And then get ourselves a whole lot of campfires and extinguish them with a shovel. Oops. All the way to the other side. And where you can connect them to the house itself, let's do that. And make sure these logs are all like facing towards the house, because otherwise it looks a little bit weird. But as you can see, now we have a little overhang on the porch area, which looks quite cool. But just for the sake of this video and to like kind of showcase the front in the thumbnail, I am going to remove this. I'm just going to keep it like so and then place some spruce trapdoors on top of these. That looks quite nice in my opinion. Now for a front door, let's remove these 3 blocks over here and the bottom one with a little bit of oak plank. And let's get our spruce, place that one over here so that the door can just fit in nicely right over here. And then these outside parts, you can keep them like this, it looks fine like that. But you can also get the wood instead of the log variants and close them up like so. Just kind of depends on what you like more. I would mainly go with spruce, like the spruce stair and the spruce door over here for your detailing block on these kinds of cabins, because I feel like spruce works best with most of these logs over here. If you're going with oak, it might look a bit too light for these blocks. If you're going with dark oak, it might look a little bit too dark for these blocks. So choose accordingly. You can pop up some windows over here on the sides. Then you can opt for either glass or maybe a little bit of a oak trapdoor inside of there, which looks quite nice. You can also go with some fences like so. Just connect up to the stair quite nicely over there. You can go with fence gates so that you can open and close them. You can even go with scaffolding, which looks a bit weird here and there. It can work quite nicely. Or if you're really cool, you can just keep them open. I'm not that cool though, so I'm going to use some trapdoors over here. And then I'm going to use some spruce trapdoors on the outside. Kind of look like shutters. You can place them like so, or get yourself a little block like this, so that it looks kind of like opened up. I will actually do it from this side, so that it's better connected to the wall. This already looks quite nice, but if you feel like this part over here needs a little something, but you're not really sure what to place there, you can either place like a little bit of a fence gate with a lantern hanging from it, which looks quite nice. If you don't really like that light over there, you can maybe place a little bit of a decoration like so. And then let's place a little bit of a flower pot over here, like so, which looks quite cute. But because it isn't that much space up there, I'm actually just going to keep it like this. Some other details you can add in as well are signs. You can make it look like there are more logs than there are actually in this build by opting to go for some different colored signs. I would go with oak, spruce, or dark oak for these, mainly spruce because I just like spruce. And then let's go to this side over here. Let's make it look like there are more logs going side to side. Make sure not to type on them. Now, especially from a little bit further away, it kind of looks like there is one half log over here because of these slabs, and a tiny slitter over here. Something different, a little tiny slitter, big log, big log. We can divide maybe the bottom one up as well with some logs. Like so. And now it kind of looks like more different variants of log. Personally, I'm not too big of a fan of that technique because the log texture is quite busy as it is. And I think this is a cleaner look. But once again, you can do whatever you like. One key detail that you shouldn't miss out on is doing a little bit of exterior work over here, kind of like a little bit of landscaping. Let's get ourselves just a shovel. Create a little path kind of trailing off to the left over here. Don't make it like too uniform. Kind of simulate the feeling that this is a walked path going to the left, so it doesn't need to be as thick as it is everywhere. Just a little bit of a path going this way. If you need to go up a block, let's create the path over here and over here as well, just a little bit. Like this is kind of off screen for me in this case, but it doesn't really matter. If you need to go up, just get yourself some either oak or spruce slabs, or stairs if it's really steep. And then decide which one you want. I'm going with the oak for now. Just place them up here for a little bit of a smoother transition. I think that looks quite nice already. What you can also do then is add in a little bit of coarse dirt to like the sides here and there. Like so. And then get just a bit of short grass or ferns across the sides as well. And then this looks like a way more finished build than when there's just grass in front of it. You can also get some custom trees, but those are quite hard to do. If you don't really want to go to the hassle of creating custom trees, one really simple thing to do is just get some different kinds of trees, like a spruce tree over here, a spruce tree over, let's get one over there. And then maybe an oak and a birch tree somewhere else. Let's get the oak tree over here somewhere. Let's put over there. And then just a birch tree over here. Let's bone meal those for the video's sake. Please don't turn too big. Thank you. And like so, it is way more tucked into the forest, which is, in my opinion, what a cabin is supposed to be. So now it looks way more at home in this location. Now let's say we want to use this building but place it in a snowy, wintry setting. All we need to do is get this cabin, place it inside of a snowy forest, and then of course there won't be moss over there, but it will more be like snow. So using world edit, let me just replace moss block with snow block, like so. Let's replace the moss carpet with regular snow. And let's actually replace the oak leaves with some spruce leaves, because I think those fit a bit more nicely. And what we can also do is replace the mossy cobblestone with some diorite, because those look like really cold stones. Do the same for the slab. You can either change them to diorite or to tough slabs, because tough already have that kind of bluish hue, which makes them look a bit more cold. And then the cobblestone can stay and the tough can stay here as well, but we would kind of, let's replace the cobblestone with some tough as well. And right now you have yourself a little snowy cabin. You can even like kind of get the layers a bit more. You can be a bit more precise with which layers you want to like kind of fill up a bit more. Make it look really detailed and nice. I really like to do this myself. We do have this campfire over here, so this will melt a little bit. Be wary of that. You can do this. Like, as you can just see right over here, it melts sometimes. So, yeah, be wary of that. But just like so, it looks quite nice. You can also place in a little bit of snow on the other slabs. Maybe replace some of these with some snow as well. It looks quite nice already like this. Maybe like have the roof looked a bit more snowed up. Just like so. It is melting. Let's quickly hit undo on everything before I lose all of my progress. Anyways, if you have like the snow over there, what you can also do is get yourself either some white stained glass or some light blue stained glass and place them beneath some of like your houses to look like little icicles. Both of these work quite nicely, especially when you add in a big block of like blue ice above it. It looks really frosty and frozen. Do kind of envision this with like the snow everywhere, because now it looks kind of weird. Sadly, that is kind of all I have time for today. I hope you learned something watching this video, and I hope you can build these amazing little wooden cabins for yourself right now. So I would say try your hand at it. You are probably better at building than you initially think. Really, just have a little bit of faith in yourself and whip something like this up. You'll be proud of yourself, I promise. Please leave a like on this video if you like the content as well, or else, there is no or else. If you don't like it, that's fine as well, but it does help me out if you do, so thank you for that in advance. That is all I had to say. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye!